Hi, my name is Tyler, pharmacist with Walgreens. So tell me about your experience with chronic pain and what kind of pain you live with.
When I first got diagnosed, it was called cervical radiculopathy. And basically that means neck pain. I had a couple of car accidents, and because of those car accidents, they disrupted the discs in my neck. And so I've been living with that for about 5 years now. It's hard to pinpoint when the pain comes or why it comes. If I'm aggravating it because of doing something, that's one thing, but I really don't know what I'm actually doing when the pain comes. I mean, sometimes I wake up in the morning, and a couple of times I had to go to urgent care. My sleeping habits have changed. I get spasms, and sometimes I have lots of migraine and headaches. But if I have a migraine, I am stuck in the bed, covers over my head, no light, no sound. I'm debilitated. I can't do anything. So most times I do have to take medication for that. Otherwise, I'll be in the bed for 3 days. It really has taken a toll on my entire life.
I know the first time I experienced that pain, I didn't want to wish that on anyone. People are like, oh, it's just a herniated disc. It's so much more than just a herniated disc. Bringing up emotions because it just, from that point on, it's that those going to be dealing with this on a day-to-day. And I remember when I thought it was going to go away, because I thought it was just due to the fall. But after getting MRIs done, both my neck and my back, and knowing that it's really to me tremendously, I don't know, it's just, because it actually just, it kind of stopped me from doing a lot, especially with my voice.
I'm always impressed by how willing people are to open up and be so vulnerable about something that you described as debilitating. Have you ever felt misunderstood because of your condition?
Definitely, I have been misunderstood. And I think the reason why people misunderstand me when I'm having so much pain is because I'm always smiling, I'm always positive, I show up to work. My pain is not on the outside, it's on the inside. So you can't really see it. I don't have a broken leg, I'm not wearing a neck brace. It's on the inside. So I think people just see me, I'm walking fine, I'm talking fine, I'm smiling, and they just assume that everything is okay. So if I don't show up to work the next day, they will say, well, she looked fine yesterday.
Yeah, I've been misunderstood probably every day of my life by somebody. So it's kind of hard to kind of pinpoint that because it's just an everyday thing. I'm a very positive, happy, big proponent of mentality and mental health and physical strength and nutritional health. So people think I'm this epitome of health and I'm just so happy and all the time. No, I think the biggest thing is because I can walk and I look relatively healthy, that I don't experience pain, or that I don't have something that it's hard it's even hard for me to call it a disability, because everyone has always made me feel like it's not disability, I'm overreacting.
If you're a high functioning person with chronic pain, you don't necessarily project what people perceive to be the effects of pain, right? So if I've got a high level position, if I'm out and about in the community on a regular basis, or if I'm playing sport at an elite level, people could think, well, does this guy really have pain as bad as he says he has pain? So even though I'm in a wheelchair, I probably get more benefit of the doubt because they're like, oh, well, he's in a wheelchair, he probably does have pain. But when people see me functioning at a high level, they don't necessarily equate the two. How is it that he could do what he's doing if in fact he really has pain the way that he tells me he has it?
How much of an impact does that have on your social life?
Hard to engage with people. So if I'm really not feeling well, many times I will not go to any type of social events. I'll just stay home. And that affects my family because they love when I go out. But when I don't feel well or when I'm in a lot of pain, that's all I want to do, is I just want to stay behind closed doors.
So I have lost friends. I don't see or believe because I act so energetic, so hype, they don't realize that I'm changing or shifting. The people that are meant to be in your life will be in your life, and they will understand and support you. And those who won't understand because they can't see it, or they just don't feel it, and they don't want to believe what you say or why you say certain things, then they are just not meant to be in your life.
So what is the most powerful way you manage your chronic pain?
Fitness helps me. Like, movement always helps me feel better. When I'm too still or too static, it hurts a lot more. And I'm also more, irritability or anger.
But continuing to stay active is very important for your overall health and your battle with chronic pain.
So I do meditation, I do yoga, and sometimes I just take a hot bath and just take some time for myself. And
that's why it's like I started adapting meditation and doing things that aromatherapy in order to help me with my course in life, in order to have that balance.
Walgreens is now has empowered each of their pharmacists with chronic pain learning modules. And these modules are teaching us how to be better healthcare providers, to be better people in this community.
How familiar are you with your local pharmacies in the area? Are you familiar that you're able to go in there free of charge and receive consultations? And
like the pharmacy, because there is a Walgreens that's close by. I had no idea that was actually available for especially people in the community to actually have the consultations with the pharmacist, and to go, and that you guys are trained in understanding pain management.
It's free and accessible, but either by phone or being in person. So I would encourage all patients with chronic pain to endeavor into the pharmacy and have a true and honest conversation if they feel comfortable with the pharmacist. What can I do as a community pharmacist who is available to the public? What can I do to make you feel more comfortable, to make you feel more understood?
I think that when somebody like myself goes to a healthcare professional, I think the first thing is that they listen to them. And really listen to them and understand what they're saying.
There are some healthcare professionals that will only see you just kind of like looking to gain something from it, and there are actually healthcare professionals that have empathy, and they want to provide the care and the love that they actually took that oath on. Is to be empathetic towards people who are actually suffering. And those are the healthcare physicians that we need on a day-to-day basis, dealing with everyone, no matter what condition that you're in. And I know there are a lot like you, Tyler, that you're definitely, you understand, especially someone who's going, dealing with pain.
What is one thing that you guys know now that you wish you would have told your younger self?
Just because you can't do one thing doesn't mean you can't live a life full of happiness. I would say keep pushing, trust your body. Know that you can live a life. I would say the biggest thing is stay honest. Always communicate as honestly with yourself and with those around you. Accept that some people are just not meant to be in your life, and appreciate the ones that are meant to be in your life. Constantly go through the things all day that you're grateful for, and just reminds you to see the things that you love instead of being upset about the things that you lose.
You're still here for a reason. It took me a while to figure out what is my purpose. The reality is my ability to deal with my pain is a direct function of the fact that I have a purpose to fulfill. So, what I try to convince people is that they, whether they end up with a disability, they end up with other things like chronic pain or some other condition, the reality is if they use that setback in that time to do a little bit of looking internally, they can find what their passion is, what their purpose is, and use their time to go and try to achieve it.